What's up, guys? What's up, Colby? Thank you, Sith Dick. OMG, it's the Ventura. That's what I like to see. What's up, guys? Uh, first of all, if I like if something's super scuffed and like it's muted or something, everybody at me. So like at Tie23, and then I'll try to fix it. What's up, Havoc? What's up, Tie? Wait, no. Okay, so first of all, there's no gameplay today. If you're here for gameplay, the door's right there. I'm just gonna talk about some stuff, the race, chill. Okay, so today I'm gonna go over the XLCon race VOD very briefly. I wanna talk about my practice, and I'm gonna review this year of racing and share my favorite moments. And at the end, I have an announcement to make. But first, I want to show you this clip that I really enjoyed.
Tie23.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up, dude!
Third, we've got Waddle.
If you got any more clips like that, DM me. I wanna see them. I really like these clips. Okay, so I'm not gonna watch the whole thing, but I wanna point out like very minor details that some people have missed. So you guys can see what's on the screen, right? Like the VOD.
2, 1, and we should be off right now.
And there we go. There we go. Nice countdown, Jonathan. We are off once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the ExileCon Grand Final. right, the man, the myth, the legend, very elusive. Wiggle for Waggle down in the bottom, left corner.
So I'm gonna like skip ahead and stuff because there's
Oh yeah, absolutely. And some of these guys you might be
so
recognizing even
right
if
now
you maybe
pay
haven't
attention to
played the game in a
Waggle's run.
while.
You can see
You're
his
still gonna be
spectral
recognizing
throw is
the
like
faces of Havoc
I
and
think it's a
Waggle,
bug.
who
It's
are
like disappearing into the
long-time
wall,
OGs with
and it has to do with the
Tie23
position
and
or the
tonight both
angle.
being a
But
little bit newer to the scene, but
yeah,
showing
that's what happened to
extreme
Waggle.
dominance.
Yeah, it's wild to see the younger guys effectively coming into the scene, but
Pretty unfortunate.
like practicing so much and being so on top of their game. And Tie23 especially had a very rocky journey to get here with many close calls, many like just kind of not scraping in races over time. Waggle's having a little bit of a moment here. Waggle,
that is.
So I just want to say like after a start like that, it's really impressive that Waggle still got third. You know, he did pretty good for a WoW streamer. You know what I'm saying? I'm just joking. It's just a joke, guys. Like to be honest, his ability to recover and like keep calm is I was very impressed. Like in a very high pressure situation, he did really well. Just joking, guys. So another thing I want to point out is Waggle's vendoring. So Waggle was the only person out of the four that uses the arrow keys in the vendor, and you can tell because if you look at the webcam closely, you can see his left arm moving across his body to the keyboard. Right there. So and all the other people, we manually click the tabs. So one sec, I'll try to find it. So right here, you can see I click on the 1, 2, and 3, or 1 and 2, and yeah, just something small I noticed. I don't think the one way is objectively better, but I just thought it was interesting. Next thing I want to show is Havoc's Merveil kill. I'm sorry I don't have the timestamps, but you cannot do the control mouse wheel. It doesn't work unless you have auto hotkey. It works for regular stash tabs, but not vendors. Okay, so after Havoc kills Merveil, he watch him. So he exhales deeply, so I think it shows that he felt some pressure, and at the very least it shows that he noticed his breathing was not controlled. Why are you guys keck Wing? It shows that he noticed his breathing was off, and then he fixed it, right? So that's a good thing to do. The next thing I want to show is Waggle's Wanderlust drop, and I'm not gonna go over Tai highlights. Um, I'm not sure he would want me to do that, and yeah. I don't know. Okay, so the Wanderlust. So you can see Waggle doesn't even smile or anything. Like There's like no reaction, right? Um, he was completely in the zone, I think. Like, that's part of why he was able to recover so well. Like, very good focus right there. I want to show Havoc's Weaver kill. Okay, so Havoc right now, he's level 16. He equipped his Herald, and he did the ring craft, right, in Act 1. So I can tell you right now, he has enough damage to one-shot Weaver. He even saved his Flame Dash so that he could proc Arcane Surge right before Weaver. So you can see he has a buff here. So he has the damage, but he just got unlucky right here. So you can see he's disappointed by Weaver going up. He knew he had enough damage, but it's just RNG with Stormblast Mines. At least that's what I've learned. I don't know how to do it consistently. And next I want to show my Piety kill. I still don't know what happened. Like, I don't know if it's a bug or something. One sec. I want to go to the zoomed in thing. Okay, so I'm going to play it at full speed first and then break it down. Yeah, that backtrack was very bad. Okay, so right here, Piety lightning warps to the bottom left, right? I saw that, and then I started heading in that direction. And then she transforms into the fire version right here. So you can see like a fire portal's underneath her. And so if you go frame by frame and look at what happened. She cast lightning warp here. No, I was just doing a long intro. I didn't really talk about anything. Sorry, this is taking so long to load. Okay, so right here she's still normal, right? And then the next frame, she starts transforming. So there's no portals under her, right? There's no fire portal under her. And she starts transforming here. And the fire portal spawns underneath her after she starts transforming. And then at this point she's already transformed. The fire portal is not even consumed. Like usually when she transforms, she consumes the portal, but I don't know what happened. Like, do you guys know what happened here? No, I showed you the frame, right? There was no portal. Okay, so she's still in normal form. There's no portal. There's no portal. There's no portal. And she starts transforming and I didn't see a portal. Yeah, I'm not really sure what this was. And I just wanted to share it. And the last thing I want to show is Havoc's Havoc's Kitava fight. I'm not sure if there was a portal at the other end. I don't think so. But it was never in vision, I think. Okay, I'm gonna have to go down in quality, I think. So you can see Havoc takes a lot of damage, right? And I saw some people calling this a mistake or bad play, but I don't think it was. Because if you watch closely at what happens. So first he throws a smoke mine, right? And then he blinds the unique monster, and then he stays inside the blind cloud. So he just got unlucky getting hit. He gets hit twice in a row. That's unlucky again. And I knew about the strat too, but I chose a different way to do the hard phases. So yeah, I don't think this is a mistake. It just, he got unlucky here. I think my computer's dying. Okay, so I want to talk about some nerves. So as I showed, I think everybody was nervous. Havoc's deep exhale, Waggle's hillock kill, Tie23he's Twitter post, right? Everybody was nervous. I was extremely nervous too. I was in a completely different environment. The lights, the crowd, the casters. It was like very distracting, right? And the thing is, like, my right hand would not listen to me. I don't know if it's I'm from NA or something, but like there was a huge disconnect between my right hand and my brain, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I see the transmute drop, and I go back to loot it, of course, right? And watch what happens. So what happened was I clicked on it, right? And my character started moving, but I clicked again. So I clicked twice, and I clicked on the ground. So I missed the transmute, and that's a very hard moment for me. And another moment where my right hand failed me was right here. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is ID all the the rare items, right, for alterations. So yeah, my right hand was it was like I was trying to overcompensate for the lag, so I right-clicked the portal instead, and that's a pretty big mistake too. Yeah, it was like these kind of mistakes are terrible. So that was the main reason my start was so bad. Yeah, like I smiled there because like it's like a nervous smile. Like I wasn't in the zone yet. Yeah, I was picking up a lot of stuff. Um, okay, so also I didn't get a 3 link until I think like 18 minutes or something, and it's somewhere here in the riverways, and but I don't consider that bad RNG at all. Like it's somewhat common, but it does slow you down. I think that's everything with that. Okay, so I know a lot of people are curious about the 4 flask strat, and I want to show you guys something about that. Okay, so this was 6 months ago, okay, in the beat race. And you can see I'm using 4 flasks, right? Now, let me play this for a second. Right there, you guys can see this message, right? From from crying. Secret 4 flask strat. This was 6 months ago. I'm not gonna reveal what the 4 flask strat is, but you know, if you go over here and if you click this button right here, crying might, you know, let a few words slip. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about my practice, but before that, I need to talk about preparation. So similar to the Atsiri race, I spent many hours preparing for practice before doing a single run. If you guys remember from the Atsiri race, I did a lot of things. I refreshed the tunnel for like 2 hours, I think, for corrupted zones, and I recorded everything. So the reason for preparation is simple: to maximize the efficiency of practice. If you practice without a plan, you will not improve quickly. But if you prepare properly and practice with a plan, then your practice will be optimal and you will improve quickly. So here's some of the preparation I did. So everybody knows everybody knows adrenaline is good, but how good is it? When I was preparing for the 4th qualifier, the Act 5 Kitao race, I needed to answer 2 questions. What are the odds of getting adrenaline? And exactly how much time does it save? Without answering these 2 questions, practicing would be inefficient. Practice would be a waste of time. I need to know whether it was worth it to loot the rares and try to roll in adrenaline. So here's a spreadsheet I made. So I spent over 4 hours manually clicking 2400 alterations on a Quicksilver and some augments too. I recorded every single roll on a spreadsheet, and I found the chance to get at least 1 adrenaline was 16 to 30% in 2 to 4 alterations. So normally I would get 2 to 4 alterations in the last 20 to 30 minutes of a race. So with this data, I determined that it was not worth it to loot rares. I think most racers already knew this, or they already assumed this, but I needed the numbers. The eye level was 11, so that's not very important. It was a mistake, but it's not important. So 3.8 introduced more flask affixes and made rolling adrenaline more difficult. In 3.8, it's not worth it to roll adrenaline in an Act 5 Kitava race on average. And this spreadsheet, it's obsolete because the data was taken in 3.7. So it was before all the flask affixes. So I'm not going to post this spreadsheet because it's old data, right? But if you want a link anyways or something, message me on Discord and I'll share it. So testing is also an important part of preparation. Here's some of the testing I did. I tested explosive trap, icicle mines, pyroclast mines, wave of conviction mines, spark mines, GC mines. Yeah, I tested these stuff, zombies, skeletons, SRS, Tempest Shield. I tested everything I considered reasonable given the currency and vendor restrictions of an Act 5 Kitava. I tested LE Prolif with Herald of Ice, Cold Crafts. I tested normal magic rare ring crafts. I tested different bandits. I tested taking these nodes in different orders. I knew exactly what to do if I did not get a 3-link early. I knew exactly what to do if I never got a fusing for Lightning Spire or Chance Orb. The difficult part of testing is that you can't just compare 2 runs. Sorry, I'm trying not to read chat because I have a lot to get through, but okay, so because there's so much RNG in runs, you have to do multiple runs and compare averages. So, and also you have to test each thing individually. And all of this testing took a tremendous amount of time. So, for the longest time, I knew my weaknesses were layouts and mouse control. I never bothered improving these skills in the past because it was not efficient. In the previous races, I would identify the most efficient ways to practice, and layouts and mouse control were usually at the bottom of the list. The Exocon race was different. There was no room for lousy layout mistakes and mediocre mouse control. I solved both of these problems through brute force memorization. I memorized the position of the vendors in the town using muscle memory and the loading screen images. Yeah, it's pretty scripted. I memorized all the layouts for every zone. For example, I know Prisoner's Gate has 15 distinct layouts. I know Northern Forest has 11 distinct layouts. There are a couple zones I couldn't figure out because they were extremely aggressive layout generation, such as the second part of Act 2 Caverns. Also, I didn't have enough time to learn corrupted zones. I'm not saying my layout reads were perfect. I make mistakes, especially in the live race situations, but for the most part I memorized all the layouts. So while I'm on the topic of layouts, I want to review the upper prison from the Exocon race. This is a picture I took. So in the race, if you can remember, I ran into this very long dead end right here, and it was sad. So I want to show you guys a clip from Carve right here. One sec.
At this point, at the latest, you know it's a dead end. This doesn't connect. This type of room doesn't connect.
So Carve says right here that I should have known this room is a dead end, right?
So you have to come back. You have to do the long ass loop. So now you see he runs all the way in. I think at this point he's already like, well, fuck, this is probably gonna be a dead end, but let's just double check in just in case. There are few layouts where you have this kind of room that actually connects, but in this particular layout where it does the loop like that, it doesn't.
Okay, so Carve said there are some layouts where this room connects, but in this particular layout where it does a loop, it doesn't connect. This might be true, but I don't think there's a way to conclude this unless you have access to the layout generation code or you have insider knowledge, and I'm going to explain why. Okay, so on the left is the Exocon layout, on the right is a counterexample here. So these are the exact same layout, which I call the left top loop. So you're forced to go left, it's a top loop. Same thing over here. And so here you can see the layout can be divided into blocks or sections. So this is one block right here, and you can see the same block is right here. This one has 3 teeth and this one has 2 teeth, but these are the same blocks. Now the big dead end is, you can also call this a block. So in the counter example, this is the same block, but it's rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise. It has the same small 3 teeth, it has the same ridge, it has the same handle. In my opinion, these are the same blocks. So in the XLCon layout, the block does not connect, it's a dead end. But in the counter example, the block connects. This counter example shows that in the left top loop layout, this block can either dead end or connect. Here's another counter example. These are not the same layout. It's not the left top loop layout, but you can see the block is right here. It connects on both ends. Yeah. Same thing over here, except this time the same block is right here. You have to flip it horizontally and rotate it, but it's the same block, in my opinion. It connects on both ends. So, okay. One sec, sorry. Okay, I'll just show them again. So this is connects on both ends, connecting on both ends. Okay, so I've shown 3 examples of the same block connecting through, one on the same layout as XLCon, 2 on different layouts. If you watch Carv's complete analysis, he says that you must check if this block is a dead end. And I agree completely. You need to check because in this particular layout, this block can either dead end or connect. And you need to check manually because there's no tell. I think the same logic can be applied to this block as well. This block can either dead end or it can connect. There's no tell earlier, so you have to check manually. So now the question becomes, why didn't I just go around the upper path automatically if I knew this could potentially dead end? Well, the top path is not always better. So here are 2 examples where the top path is either a very long detour or it's just a straight up dead end. There might be a way to identify whether the middle or the top path is better, but I don't know it, so that's what happened in the race. I knew exactly what layout I was in, I knew exactly where the exit was, I knew this particular block could potentially connect, and I knew it could dead end as well. I knew the top path could be a very long detour or dead end, so I just checked this because I was closer to it. I'm not sure how Carve arrived at the conclusion that this block never connects. I would not be surprised if Carve was right and knows something I don't know. But my understanding of layouts tells me that this block has a potential to connect through, so I decided to check it. So Monster XP. In addition to layouts, I even tried to memorize the amount of EXP each monster gives. Until recently, I didn't even know that there are 2 different types of roas in mudflats. The rows shown here have different EXP and HP values. I remember spending hours default attacking monsters one at a time, calculating the XP gained. Eventually, I found out these values are already data mined, so I started memorizing the EXP. At around mid-Act 2, my brain was exploding. Bruh, this is too much, stop. So instead of memorizing the EXP values, I categorized the monsters into tiers, and I based on the EXP to HP ratio. I used the EXP to HP ratio categories, and I learned which monsters were worth killing, which monsters were not, were okay to skip, and which monsters were worth backtracking for. Okay, so that's all I want to talk about for preparation. I want to talk about some general ideas about practice. So, what is the purpose of practice? Can anyone guess? What is the one purpose of practice? To have fun. Okay, so for me, the single goal of practice is to maximize my chance of winning. I don't care about getting the fastest time possible or setting world records. The only thing I care about is maximizing my chance of winning. So how do you do that? Okay, so first of all, I have a disclaimer. What's shown here is my my perception of Havoc. I have no idea if this is Havoc's actual mindset, but this is my perception of Havoc. Forgive me, brown man POE. It's for the memes. Okay, so on the right we got Chadvic616, and on the left we got Trashcan23. While Chadvic reaches for the stars, Trashcan23 is looking at the trash can. Chadvic is always trying to push the boundaries and achieve the impossible. Trashcan23 doesn't bother. Chadvic pops off on the regular. Trashcan23 is boring. He only cares about winning. Okay, so here the trash can represents the trash runs or the worst possible times. The stars represent the best possible times and world record speed runs. So while the Chad strives for greatness and tries to smash world records, the Virgin digs through the trash can. So this is the trash can strat. It's a strat I've been using for a while. On the top is a normal distribution. If you don't have a plan and just try to keep getting the best times possible, your distribution might look like this. And on the bottom is a trash can distribution. The trash can strat is to dig deep into the trash can and find your worst runs and improve them. You only have one shot in a race, so you can't afford to have a bad minimum outlier. Now, this is the Holy Grail distribution. So you want your median time to be greater than everyone's max times. I don't care if I win by 5 minutes or if I win by 5 seconds. I don't care about popping off and having a huge lead. I just want to win. I'm not claiming I achieved this holy grail in any race, but this was always my ultimate goal. Another characteristic of the trash can strat is boring play. If you noticed in the race, I took life nodes and mind over matter much earlier than the others. And the reason is to compensate for the 1 in 100 situations that can kill you, such as a haste aura rare, sub-fizz rare together, empowering an otherworldly pack. I've died to these situations many times in practice. My build might be slower, but it's much less likely to die in these circumstances. I don't open rare or even magic strong boxes unless it's in a very safe zone. Strong boxes can give insane currency and EXP boosts, but for me the risk is not worth it. I know that there's a cute smoke mine play that you can do, but in my opinion it's too risky. The odds of dying to a strong box are orders of magnitude greater than the odds of dying in regular play. Yeah, I can ID boxes, but it's like early on you don't really want to waste your ID scrolls, and later on you just want to blast. So it's a hard decision. Okay, so I don't buy Wave of Conviction. It's a bit complicated, but it has to do with consistency. In a world record attempt or speed run, there's no way you get life nodes early. There's no way you skipped a rare Arcanist box. There's no real punishment for death. But racing is completely different. You only have one shot. This is my practice. This is my struggle. For 7 weeks, I practiced with no days off. On the 8th week, I couldn't practice on these days because I was traveling to New Zealand and I couldn't find an internet cafe. For the first 2 weeks, I practiced until I was physically unable. I developed pain in my wrists, forearms, and my fingers. At the worst point, I would wake up in the middle of the night because the muscles in my forearm would pulsate and twitch violently. It felt like my wrist and right index finger were becoming dislocated from the socket. When the pain started to interfere with my practice, I knew I had to chill. I shortened my practice to 6 to 8 hours per day, spread the sessions out throughout the day. I started doing wrist and forearm exercises. I even changed my diet. I stopped eating junk food completely. I stopped eating processed foods. I only ate rice, chicken breast, onions, kimchi. I drank more water. I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to have clear thoughts. I didn't want my physical condition to stop me from achieving my goals. I made sacrifices. Through 8 long weeks, the only thing I thought about was the race. I stopped doing the things I loved to focus on the race. I even stopped watching anime. That's right, I even stopped watching anime. I tried harder for this race than any other race. I put everything I had into this race. Losing this race was not an option. I could not even consider the possibility of losing. Every day, while cooking the chicken breast, I would visualize myself winning the race. Because I'm a virgin, I'd always start with, I want to win. Next, I would say, no, I will win. Then I would say, I must win. I couldn't think of a stronger word than must, so finally, I said I won. If I were a Chad, I would go straight to I won and repeat it to myself. But since I'm a cherry boy, I'd always start with I want to win, I will win, I must win, and I won. Every day, while cooking the chicken breast. In retrospect, this was very weird. I was telling myself that I won a race that was more than 1 month away. Anything could have happened in between the time. I could have gotten sick or injured. I could have missed the flight or gotten jet lagged. But every day, I kept cooking the chicken breast. And every day, I kept repeating to myself, I won. I had no choice. So that's enough about my practice. I want to recall the past year of racing and starting from the very beginning, the very first camel race to 90. Back then, I was known not as Tie23 or even Easy Scrubcore Man. I was just the softcore guy. Just before the race, Shack Central created a private league for racers to practice. It was a hardcore SSF league with 20% monster damage to simulate the conditions of the race. I remember asking Shaq if I could join his league and being excited when he invited me. I remember dying over and over to Roas, to Hailrake, the Skeletons and Ledge, the Sparkers and Chamber of Sins. I remember the Duck Squad boys laughing at me when they saw how many dead characters I had on the ladder. To be honest, it was pretty funny. I had a good laugh too. Those were some good times. When it came to the race day, I was super excited. Everyone was. This was the first big race in a while, and everyone was hyped. The meta was interesting, with Arc Mines, Arc Totems, and Sunder. Big names such as Dead and Doom, Havoc, Steel, Ziz, and Rise GT were competing. The melee gods Sparrog, Heshla, and of course, the Ventura were ready to sunder. Back then, people didn't practice much, but I knew that if I wanted a chance to win, I had to practice. After all, I was a scrubcore man in a hardcore land. I practiced for 3 weeks. I leveled 10 characters to 90. I had a comprehensive plan and an Atlas strategy. I was ready to win the race. I even ordered a large pizza and a big-ass Red Bull for the long push. I remember having a great start. By Act 5, I was already a few levels ahead of everyone else. People were already starting to call me a cheater. I was fighting Kitava with a sizable lead, and I died. Look at that grin right here. That's classic Steel Mage right here. So here's a clip from the moment.
I think so. That's the guy Gucci was talking about. I think he said that there was some godly softcore racer that was participating. I mean, that's got to be him, right? Ah, he died. Stay in softcore. Oh shit. That's so funny.
Stay in softcore. For those of you who don't know Steel very well, this is just a playful joke. He doesn't mean any harm and is just being funny. No cap. This was the most devastating death I've ever experienced, and not because of what Steel said. I remember sitting in my chair looking at the screen blankly. I had no idea what to do. Do I re-roll? Do I watch anime? In that moment, I had lost the past 3 weeks of my life. I practiced so hard for this race. I practiced more than anyone else, and I lost everything in an instant. With the company of pizza and Red Bull, I watched Steel Mage for the next 10 hours, until he won the race. I learned a lot from watching Steel, from watching him play, from the things he said. But there's one quote that stands out among the rest. You can't XP when you're dead. You can't XP when you're dead. When I heard this, I thought to myself, this guy's a genius. This quote completely changed my perspective on racing. I noticed how Steel would always prioritize defenses and proper setup over speed. He had a very clear understanding of when he was in danger and what could kill him. Steel taught me how to not die. He also taught me where to hook up the car batteries, if you know what I'm saying. After the race was over, I made a promise to myself. I never wanted to feel the emptiness of death again. I never want to experience losing long weeks of practice again. On that day, I promised myself that I would never die again. But above all else, I wanted to be like Steel Mage. I saw how happy he was after winning. The music was blasting, his chat was popping off. He was smiling ear to ear and having a good time. I wanted to be like Steel Mage. More than anything, I wanted to win. A month goes by and it's time for the December 85 race. A lot changed in the short time between the races. Betrayal was introduced, along with Stormbrand. Arc Mines was untouched and saw some use. Stat sticking was removed, so Sunder died. It was not clear whether Elementalist or Inquisitor was better, and I chose to play the Stormbrand Elementalist. At the time, the most common Atlas strategy was to progress into the higher tiers and hope for good map drops. In my practice, I realized that if I stayed in one corner and progressed the Atlas in a controlled manner, I could abuse the power of Beach, City Square, and Zona shaped 1 through 5 mod. The corner strat was not only safer than the conventional method, it was more consistent on average, and faster on average. I developed this strat and tested it myself and told no one. Coming into this race, I had a huge knowledge and strategic advantage. This race was mine to lose. I remember being in the lead with X-Leaf close behind me. Everyone else was a bit further behind. I knew Leaf was a monster, so when he died, I got overconfident and I got too relaxed. I thought I couldn't lose with my lead and my Atlas strategy. But I choked. As I was nearing the end of the race, I noticed this guy called ETUB Viewer, coached by Uber, creeping up on me. Every time I slash laddered, he would get closer and closer. I was still new to the scene. I didn't know who he was. I don't think he knew who I was. When he got within 1 level of me, I had already given up mentally. I forgot to use my banked chaos on the Zona shape mod until it was already too late. ETUB Viewer, coached by Uber, became the first character to reach level 85, followed by me a few minutes later. After the race, I found out ETUB Viewer was actually crying, and I understood what happened. He got me. That fucking crying boomed me. He's so good. He's so good. He's so good. He's so good. I added crying to the list of players I want to team up with in the summer. Here's a clip of the moment.
Yes! Let's go! Woo!
People often say getting silver is worse than bronze. I'm not sure what bronze feels like, but I can't imagine it being worse than silver. I thought I would be happy getting second. I had kept my promise of not dying and finished a race. I was just a scrub core player, and I managed to finish a hardcore race, close behind the winner. I was on the podium. People were congratulating me. I should have been proud of my accomplishment. But everything was overshadowed by an overwhelming feeling of regret. I came so close to achieving victory, but I fell short when it mattered. For the second time in a row, I experienced the disappointment of defeat. If the first race taught me the pain of death, the second race taught me the sorrow of silver. "2019 was the year of winning. These are all the races I entered in 2019, and these are all the races I won. In 2019, I won every single race I entered. I want to share some of my favorite moments throughout the year. The first ExalCon qualifier. The Beat Invitational. This was the first race I streamed. There are a few moments I want to show from this race. For some context, I was leading in progression for some of Act 9 and all of Act 10. I had no one on my friends list, so I had no idea where anybody was. I was playing extremely safe in canals because I died there many times in practice. Until this happened. One sec. I'm like halfway through. I think it's very dangerous. Oh my god. Waggle was the first character to enter the feeding trough. When this happened, I panicked. I remembered what it felt like to get second place. I remembered how it felt to be so close to victory and fall short. And so I went YOLO. Yeah, I think I just have to go. I don't care about second place. I don't care about second place. That's a pretty good one-liner for a virgin, if you ask me. So skip ahead a few minutes to the Kitava fight. Waggle was a Hierophant and I was an unascended Templar. Being a Hierophant, Waggle would normally have much more damage than me, and I thought it would be impossible to catch up. This was the main thought in my mind. Luckily, Waggle didn't know about the Wave of Conviction strat, so I was able to make up the difference. If I'll recall correctly, only Havoc and I used Wave of Conviction in this race. I don't think I won. I played too scared. After killing Kitava, I 100% thought I had lost. You can hear it in my voice. There was no boss kill ladder. I didn't have the official stream open, or even my own chat open, because it would make me lag and FPS drops. When I finally opened my chat and saw all the pogs, I knew I had won. I put on some epic anime music. Oh my chat was popping off. In that moment, I remember watching Steel Mage when he won the first camel race. It felt like my drill was piercing the heavens. I finally made it. I won. Until this moment. Right here. Bane Boy says, Bane is a very good softcore player. He says, why double LE focus in Lightning Spire forehead? Not even a question mark. Just forehead. At that moment, the chat went from Pog and Ayaya to Lil W. Oh my god. Really bad. And then it should have been like this. These are some good memories. D Ventura says, just BM lol. Heshla says, sick BM, winning on 3-link, smile. These guys, man, they always make me laugh. This race was a roller coaster of emotions. From panic when Waggle passed me, to elation when I saw the sea of pogs, to embarrassment when I realized my mistake. The next moment I want to share is from the Method GSF 100 race. The team was Crying as the carry, Camel as the farmer, Gucci as the boss killer, and me as a support. We were the Avengers. We practiced hard for a week. We theory-crafted a solid plan together. Everything went according to plan. Until I died. Prior to my death, I was having heart palpitations for over an hour. I was not used to pushing for such long hours, but I was too much of a virgin to tell my team. And then I died. In game, of course. The feeling of letting my team down. The feeling of breaking a promise to myself of never dying. This was one of my most miserable moments. In the end, we won. I re-rolled support. Crying hit 100. Everyone performed flawlessly except me. I got carried. Shortly after hitting 100, we ran a giga-juiced, double beyond underground sea to celebrate. I don't remember how long I had been awake, but when I'm extremely tired, I start finding everything to be funny. I could barely speak because I was trying to hold back my laughter. Here's a clip. Pay attention to Chris Evans' health, and Chris Evans is Camel. Look at that juicy FPS. The worst support ever. I just want to say, in my defense, I went in with Camel when he died. Watch. It's pretty soon right here. Meanwhile, Mr. Chris Hemsworth over here, he's off to the side. He's just chilling over here. You see that? He's all the way over there. Okay, so listen closely to the way Crying says, "Kill him, kill him." You can tell he has, I think it's called a shit-eating grin on his face. This wasn't the most hype or exciting moment, but I think this was the most fun I've ever had in a single map in Path of Exile. Thanks for the carry, team. The last race I want to talk about is Camel's March 80 race. This was the first 80 race, and also the first Camel race in Synthesis. Stormbrand was still the meta, with a few people playing Winter Orb. This race was only 3 days after the conclusion of the Method GSF race. I only had 2 days to rest after the exhausting push. I was so tired. I don't think I did a single practice run. I didn't even have a filter ready. When race day came, I was still very tired, and I had not fully recovered, and it showed. Early in the race, I was not even top 10. This was unheard of at the time. When I typed /ladder, Easy Scrubcore Man was nowhere to be found. Even in the middle of the race, I was only rank 8. The entire race was an uphill battle, from start to finish. This time, I didn't have a new Atlas strat or pocket wave of conviction strat to bail me out. The only thing I had was kill monster fast. I knew that if I wanted to have a chance at winning, I needed to blast. I abandoned all safety precautions, put my foot on the gas, and focused on one thing: kill monster fast. Leaf was the first character to reach level 79, with Havoc close behind. I was a bit further behind Havoc. About 60% of the way from the finish line, Leaf met his demise to Wheelie Boys and Atoll. Havoc took the lead. The API was lagging. /ladder was not updating. I didn't care. Havoc had a trump card. A dangerous but juicy tier 6 Beyond map. He found this earlier in the race. He was saving it for the final moments to catch me by surprise. I didn't care. I focused on one thing: kill monster fast.
Taiwan? Taiwan?
Gonna take it over.
Yo, Ty did 837 mil.
720 mil.
He's got to win this. He won this, dude. He did 837 mil.
Oh my fucking good, Ty. Actually, what was I getting? I don't know. What was I getting?
Wait, he hit 1 bill!
What?
He hit 1 bill!
Ty 1 bill, 1 bell EXP. Steel Medge says Ty on 1 bill. So the legend of the 1 bill split. If I remember correctly, the API was having issues. It is unlikely that I pulled a true 1 bill per hour on PoE racing. However, I know for a fact that you can exceed 1 bill per hour in the game, in-game EXP per hour during a race. It's worth noting that 1 bill per hour in-game is much less than 1 bill per hour on PoE racing. After the race, I tried to reproduce the same conditions and was able to exceed 1 bill on multiple occasions. There was no cheesing involved. I didn't reset EXP, do betrayal, and check my EXP right after. I reset my EXP at the start of the map and checked at the end. When the stars align, under the right conditions, anything is possible. Here's a clip of the final moments from Leaf's stream.
No, he was in Arid Lake.
I don't know. Just went to another Arid Lake.
Oh my god, if he can clutch this is insane. This race is so good.
Havoc is so close. Did he win that?
No. Oh, this is nuts. Come on, Ty.
Let's go, Ty.
I'm sorry, Leaf. You did good.
He's so close. How is someone not eating yet? Oh, he did it! He did it!
Yo!
Oh my god!
Won by 5%.
The goat!
Oh my god.
The actual goat!
You would catch stuff though.
It was like,
Holy fuck, he did
Yo!
it! No, he was in Arid League.
This was, without a doubt, the most hype moment I've ever experienced in Path of Exile. Nothing even comes close. When I won the ExileCon race, I felt relief. I was so heavily invested in practice, I was relieved that the practice paid off. Also, I couldn't really celebrate because the race was still going and I didn't want to be a distraction. This race was completely different. I didn't practice at all. I was behind from the start. I was fighting a massive uphill battle. It felt like I was holding my breath for 5 long hours. But I kept my foot on the gas and I didn't let go. I had only one thought in my mind. Kill monster fast. During the Method GSF race, Gucci told me something. In a 100 race, it doesn't matter who gets to maps first. It doesn't matter who gets to 90 or 95 first. It doesn't even matter who gets to 99 first. The only thing that matters is who gets to 100 first. This race illustrates Gucci's point perfectly. I don't think I was the first to reach any level or even any zone. The one and only name and lights I got was the only one that truly mattered. At least that's how I remember it. When I saw this announcement appear with the name Easy Scrubcore Man, I jumped out of my seat. I started clapping my hands like Steel Mage. I started pounding my desk. My heart was racing. I didn't hear a crowd cheering. I didn't hear my friends celebrating until later. I was alone in my room, sitting in my boxers, in complete silence. I never thought I could be so moved by pixels on the screen. For me, this was the most hype moment in Path of Exile.
No, he was in Arid League.
I don't know.
He's so close.
Yeah.
He's so close. How is someone not eating it? Oh, he did it! He did it!
Yo!
Oh my god!
1.5%.
The goat!
Oh my god.
The actual goat!
He would catch stuff so
1.5%. It was
much.
like,
Holy fuck, he did
Yo!
it!
In the words of Camel, holy fuck, I did it. 2019 was a good year. I won 4 consecutive Camel races. I won all 4 ExileCon qualifiers. I won every single race I entered with no exceptions. 2019 was a year of winning. Now before I talk about 2020, okay, I'm gonna try to dub this, but if it gets like too embarrassing, I'm gonna like stop.
An
MRRL time. Me and Mark Rutsu. Me and fucking Mark Rutsu.
That's fucking right.
I skipped 113. I'm a fucking legend.
I've never seen a 113 and I
never fucking will. 112 baby, till the day I fucking die. Yes!
About to make a fucking lucky break in this fucking game, motherfuckers, and I clutched the goddamn grenade launcher.
That's fucking right. Yes, this one.
Right
Right
here,
here.
this one.
This one.
My insane pace. Right,
Right
here.
here.
This is the one throw. Right here.
I
Yes.
can't do this.
Fucking it. I'm gonna have to find that actual whole bit off of it, and I'm gonna have to get it.
Dude, what a rush! What a rush! Watch this.
Watch when I get the grenade launcher.
Oh no.
See how fast my pace is? Right in
Right in
the
the fucking head! Yeah!
Got
a fucking 112, baby. That's right.
You see that
Clutchness?
clutchness? I am
fucking clutch.
Look at this
Fucking line I take. I'm like, yeah baby, let's fucking do this.
I wait.
Right Right when he starts firing, the back boost me, the double. Body armor. Two quick ones.
I already know I'm getting there on the perfect line. Look at the
Fucking pace.
50,
49. 47, baby! That's fucking right! That's fucking
it!
Fucking pumped watching this one again.
I
Waited the cinema too.
I said, oh my god, my
god.
12. And it fucking is! It
fucking is, baby! Yeah!
Look at me typing, you guys didn't believe me.
You guys didn't believe me.
I'm typing a storm. Dude, I
fucking just got Streets 112. That's not fucking come out. Yes,
I
come on.
fucking did it, that's right! I skipped 113, I'm a legend. I am a fucking legend. I'm a fucking legend. I am a fucking legend.
Okay. Now for the big announcement. I'll be joining a certain organization. I'll give you guys a hint. It starts with the letter M. Did you guys see something? I think my computer is bugging out or something. That's right. I'll be joining Mixer. I know this may come as a shock to many of you, but as of today, I'll be streaming exclusively on Mixer. You know, I feel like this is a really good chance to get back in touch with my roots and really remember why I fell in love with streaming in the first place. The next chapter, mixer.com/Chad23he. I'll be streaming every day at 10 AM. I'll be revealing all the strats. It's gonna be great. Subscribers will have access to all my POBs. 6-month subs will get all my loot filters and private YouTube series. 12-month subs will gain access to the private Discord exclusively for Chads. You'll unlock comprehensive layout guides, one-on-one coaching, all my spreadsheets, and more. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe at mixer.com/Chad23he. I'm gonna stream every day for the next year. It's gonna be great. Trust me. Did I fool any of you guys? I think I need to work on my acting skills a little bit. It's time for the actual announcement. I'll be stepping away from the PoE racing. Unfortunately, this is not a meme or a joke. It's a shame. Right when I found something I'm passionate about. It's a shame I cannot continue down this path. I'm going through some tough times. Every day is a struggle. I'm a sheep without a shepherd. I'm lost and I don't know where to go. Every night, I have this thought. No matter how hard I try, I can't get it out of my head. Every night, I think to myself, I'm a cherry boy. Every morning, when I wake up, I think to myself, damn, I'm still a cherry boy. I've decided I've had enough. I'm tired of being a virgin. I I've decided to change myself. I'll do whatever it takes. No matter how much it hurts, no matter how hard it gets, I'll make any sacrifice. I'll give up everything. I will not rest until I become a Chad. Within every one of us lies a dormant Chad. Some of us have already awakened, others have not. I promise that I will find the key and I will unlock the Chad within me. I have a dream that one day I can look into the eyes of other Chads and proudly proclaim, I am a Chad. If people ask, where is Tie23? Did he finally get banned for cheating? Tie23 is on a long journey. Tie23 is on the path to attain Chad-lightenment. Shout out to Kiliko. Kiliko offered to lend me his laptop so I could warm up for the XLCon race, and he asked for absolutely nothing in return. Shout out to Tarzan. He was one of the very few people who offered to help me practice and also asked for nothing in return. Shout out to RiseQT, Ziggy D, Octavian, Brilny, everyone casting in different languages, developing tools, clipping rips, everyone behind the scenes. Shout out to Ziz and Method for hosting races and getting more people involved in the scene. Shout out to Steel Mage for teaching me how to avoid death. Thanks for introducing me to Rise and Dan and hanging out. Shout out to Crying for teaching me the taste of defeat. Thanks for the carry, bro. Shout out to the Duck Squad boys. Zerg, Cold, Coldy, Embu, Organic, Manny, Dan, Raph. Gucci. When I died in the method race, I felt horrible. I took 5 minutes to say the words, I'm sorry. Without hesitation, you answered, don't worry about it. Those words really took a lot of weight off my shoulders. Heshla. You are, without a doubt, the undisputed best user of the smile emote of all time. Your comments never fail to make me laugh. Leaf. I wish I could have battled you on the stage at XLCon, but I respect your decision. Shout out to The Ventura for being The Ventura. Shout out to Dead and Doom for inspiring me to get good. Shout out to Havoc616. It's been really fun competing against you this past year, Brown Man. I appreciate how much you practice and how hard you work. I feel like we've raised the level of competition higher than it's ever been. I'm sure you'll be fine without me as your rival. The Brown Man PoE I know is always reaching for the stars, trying to do the impossible. You're the GOAT after all. Shout out to Camel. If you hadn't hosted the Camel races, I would still be the softcore guy. Thank you for putting up with me throughout the year, helping me out when I was in trouble, and being a great friend. Finally, shout out to GGG. Last year, if someone told me that I would fly halfway across the world, compete on a stage in front of thousands with 80,000 people watching online by playing Path of Exile, I would have called them crazy. But it actually happened. GGG made it happen. GGG paid for my flights, they put me in a big ass fancy hotel, and gave me the opportunity of a lifetime. When I first walked into my hotel room, I just started laughing. I remember thinking to myself, Dude, I'm just a nerd who plays video games. You don't have to go this far, GGG. I remember walking into the bathroom, and on the counter, there were 4 small bottles: shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and body balm. I didn't even know what body balm was, but I just grabbed some of it and smeared that shit on my body. I still don't know what it is. It just seemed like the right thing to do at the time. I was a virgin, yet I was being treated like a VIP. Is this what it feels like to be a Chad? I got to eat all sorts of food, meet some amazing people, but most of all, I got to compete on the stage. I could feel the heat of the lights above me. I could feel the tension in the air. I'll never forget the sound and energy of the crowd. I got to battle against 3 of the best racers in the world, on a stage in front of thousands. And I did it. I fucking won. Thank you, GGG. ExileCon was a truly unforgettable experience. I'm so grateful. I'm optimistic for the future of racing. After the success of the ExileCon finals, GGG have promised their support. 2020 will be an amazing year for racing. You won't even notice I'm gone. Well, that's it, boys. Thanks for listening to my story. It was fun while it lasted, but this is the end of Tie23. The softcore guy, the easy scrubcore man.